She did.
Good evening. I'd like to call the village board meeting for the Village of Cary for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019 to order with roll call, please.
Weinhamer,
Here.
Kraus,
Here.
Collier,
Here.
Betts,
Here.
Cavelli,
Here.
McAlpine.
Here.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to move to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I had one gentleman sign in, Mr. Smoot.
Hello, Mayor.
Hello.
Hello, guys from the board. I have a couple of concerns, actually. One is my street, 54 Wagner Drive. I live on Wagner Drive. I just seen in the paper today, Northwest Herald, that you guys are going to propose to build a new village hall. Okay, I respect that. However, my street has been in disrepair for years now. This is getting worse and worse. It's getting to the point where there's a crack now in the middle of my apron of my driveway from the winters. I've complained about the street every year, every winter, because it ices up at my apron of my driveway. There's only one sewer on the street, which is only a couple feet from my driveway. I've complained about that. In the past, in 2017, that street's flooded from the torrential rains. We get all the rain coming down off of First Street. We get all the rain coming down off of Eldon right there. One sewer is not enough for that street, for one. And for two is the curb and the street do not match up. It's been sinking on the edge of the street, on the edge of the curb for years now. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. I've called the mayor a few times in the past year, this year, and he came over to my house one day, left a card. I've asked for a phone call back so I could talk to you in person. Never received a phone call back. I received a gentleman from the village.
I came
You
out
right
with
there, you were the one that came down a couple times.
Yep, and our Director of Public Works, I know, has
Right.
had conversations with you too.
Exactly it. These guys came out a couple times, but don't care about us, as residents that we serve you guys to, work with you guys. I'm trying to work with you guys as much as I can, but when this apron of my driveway right here, yes, Brantham, my house wasn't taken care of that great when I first moved in, okay? Wasn't that perfect, nobody ever is. But when I have a crack that is about almost 2 inches wide now from it freezing up in the middle of my apron of my driveway when it was not there when I first moved in, it's a big issue to me. It seems like, I complain every year about it and then nothing gets done. It just keeps getting pushed off. And then the other thing I got is, everybody knows St. Peter and Paul, right? Mm-hmm. They put a new light up in July. And this light actually, I have pictures on my phone if you'd like to see. It's in the back corner of the parking lot there, okay? Granted, yes, sometimes you get the people up in there, high school kids and stuff, doing whatever. I don't really care, don't bother me any. But they put this light up in July, and now since all the leaves and everything falling off the trees, it shines right onto my house. I've called them, I've tried to talk to them. It seems like it's getting to be nowhere, to be honest with you. It's a bright LED light in the back of the, back of the lot there. Granted, I understand that they're trying to keep away the troublemakers. Okay, I understand that, but please, respect your citizens too, the residents that live around you as well. And it just seems like I've been getting blown off by them as well.
Just let me respond to a couple. I typically don't get into this, but we've made numerous attempts to try to accommodate the street on you. I've gone out to your property. I've gone out there a couple of times with our staff. The staff is representing me when they come out and talk to you. We're trying to work with you on these different situations. It's a matter of scheduling and what are the priorities of our streets in our town. We've got about 78 miles worth of center line roads in the village that we try to take care of. You're referring to the new village hall versus roads. That's a separate pot of money. We use there's a different pot of money for our road work that we do. And we have a pretty advanced road program. Every one of our streets is videotaped, and we have a rating for every single street that we have in town. Our staff has been out there a couple times with you to address a couple of your concerns. We will continue to work with you and monitor the situation. We take our residents' concerns very seriously. We've made multiple attempts to come out and address the situation with you. We will continue to work with you on that. With regards to Saints Peter and Paul, this is the first we're hearing about it. If you have an issue with this, we can make a phone call over there and find out what's going on, because they could install shields on it that can prevent lighting from hitting
Right, that's what
the
I've
house.
asked.
Well, this is the first we're hearing
Right, no, I
about
know
it. Give
you
us an
guys, yeah.
opportunity
Right.
to reach out and see what we can
Okay.
do for you. We want to make sure that we're addressing your concerns, but our staff is keenly aware of your situation, and we will continue to monitor the situation for you.
I mean, it just seems like you guys can build a $1 million bike path that really didn't even need to be built right against the street over there, which, you know, you could have taken that money and invested into the streets, you know?
Actually, no, we couldn't. That was a grant that we got for that was made for that specific things. Believe me, if we could transfer money from one account to another to pay for this and that, we could try to do that, but there are definite funding sources that we have that we can only use for certain things.
Okay.
And part of the new road that we have on Three Oaks, part of that road, you had to have a bike path attached to it, and that was all paid for outside money. It didn't cost the village to carry anything to get that done. So that was outside sourcing for that, outside money, and it was done to enhance the safety of our community. So we'll continue to work with you, as I said before, and we'll try to come to some sort of resolution over it. I've been out to your house, I know exactly what you're talking about, and we will continue to work with you.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to address the village board? We'll go ahead and close open forum at 6:08. Thank you. Now moving on to my report, a couple of great things happening in the police department. First, we have the retirement of our Sergeant Ed Sinek, who's been with us for quite a long time, and we're going to kind of give him a proper send-off. Come on up here, Ed.
Yeah.
But you don't have a uniform anymore? No. They took it away?
He looks good, though. He looks good.
The roast is about to be.
No. Actually, I'd like to commend Sergeant Sinek on a very successful career with the police department, over 26 years. And he was originally appointed March 4th, 1993. Prior to that, and I did some research in his personnel file, he had sent then Chief Levitt a letter requesting to be considered for a part-time police dispatcher position in January of that year before he was appointed as a police officer. He was promoted to the rank of sergeant May 28, 2002, and he maintained that rank through other assignments that he's had within the village. So he was a part-time dispatcher, a patrol officer, a detective sergeant, a special agent with the North Central Narcotics Task Force. He was an investigator with McHenry County Major Investigations Assistance Team. He was assistant commander for the Major Investigation Assistance Team, and he was an acting deputy chief at one time. He has enjoyed a very good reputation in regards to criminal investigation throughout the county, and has been involved in some very significant criminal investigations. And he's also investigated serious traffic crashes within the village. Finally, he was a member of the pension fund, so he was involved in that as well, and he attended the FBI National Academy and the Northwestern University Traffic Institute School of Police Staff and Command. So we wanted to recognize your service with the village through the presentation of a plaque that indicates all the positions that you've held within the village. And then we have, but wait, there's more. There's something that your coworkers have contributed to commemorate your service to the village. And then finally, I have your retired police sergeant card, identification card. We would have a retired badge, but we haven't gotten it in yet. So when we get it, we'll make sure you get it.
Awesome.
So Deputy Chief Winkleman spearheaded the shadow box that commemorates all of your positions, and then has a Cary Police patch and patch for that. The McHenry County Major Investigation Assistance Team. So I have always appreciated our conversations. Ed has a lot of, very candid, number one. Number two, he has a lot of insight in regards to historic knowledge of the department, and he asked me if I missed them already, and I did, so. So what, I think what we should do is get the family up here for a photo.
Get the family.
Should your kids come?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
If I gotta go, you gotta go.
We didn't throw them under the bus.
No, not yet. Because I don't want to stand up in front of them.
We'll allow you to.
There's nobody else who takes pictures.
Absolutely.
You guys come on. Come on.
Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Want me to go out this side?
Yep, go on this side.
You want me to go out the door? Jane, is there room for you over there? Yes. I think so.
That's why I got out. I'm white, so.
Thank you.
That was good. Thank you for your service.
And as always, we have a cake and coffee reception upstairs that we're going to celebrate Ed's retirement, number one. And then number two, when one person retires, someone gets hired, so we have that as
We
well.
have that now, yes. You want to hear a family time for this too? Anybody with him, you want to come up for the, stand behind him while he takes his oath?
Yep.
While everyone's coming up here, I'll talk a little bit about James Holub.
Please go up, everyone come up.
James Holub was appointed as a police officer with the Village of Cary December 2nd, 2019, which was yesterday. He has previous basic law enforcement training through the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy, and he attended Lewis University, my alma mater, just so you know, and then Benedictine University, and at one time he played semi-pro baseball, correct? So he'll be entering our field training program because we don't have to send him for training, which helps us a lot in regards to accelerating the ability to have him staff a position in patrol.
Well, as the chief kind of mentioned before, it's an exciting time for the police department. As we have our experienced officers retiring out, it creates upward mobility. And we're really big believers in creating an atmosphere where we can continue to have a solid succession plan. So with Sergeant Ed Sinek retiring, we promoted Josh Victor into the sergeant role, which leaves a position open within our officer. So we're thrilled to be able to welcome this young man, this tall young man. I should stand up. But without any further ado, it's my pleasure to swear you in as Village of Cary police officer. So if you just raise your right hand. I, James Holub,
I, James Holub,
having been appointed to the office of police officer
having been appointed to the office of police officer
in the Village of Cary,
in the village of Cary,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
in the county of McHenry aforesaid,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Village of Clear. Two signatures here, and then we could have you. We have a pinning. I believe his girlfriend's going to be doing the thing. They're kind of funny.
Say, find the seven.
Just a little.
Just a little.
No one's watching.
It's a lot easier than yourself. No. I haven't had one before.
I also want to thank our deputies for being here and some of the other officers here that support us on a daily basis. Thank you for your service. And also thank you for supporting our new hire.
That's all I had. You have everyone up here that you wanted to take a photo with?
And we can all spread out a little bit.
Pretend like each other.
Okay.
And again, we have cake and coffee upstairs in regards to our reception that we'll have for both the retirement and for our introduction of Officer Hollop to the village board.
See ya.
Let them clear up for a sec.
Yep.
The cake makes it official.
It does. It's not a, unless they have cake, it's just a meeting.
Never any cake left for me.
He'll save you a piece.
No, I won't.
Sure you will.
Okay, while they're clearing out, one more thing. I left in front of your seats there, we had the ribbon cutting for the Cary Senior Living. It was a very well-attended event. It was, the building turned out beautifully. Can't wait. It's fully leased and occupied. Actually, there was Joyce, who had actually spoke to the village board and through the zoning and process through the whole thing. She's actually was able to get a lease in this building, and she came and she spoke. And she really kind of summed it up about how she's been in the village since 1957, and she didn't really want to go anywhere else, and she's able to stay, able to sell her house and age in place in the village where she knows and loves. So that's what it's all about, and it was great to be a part of that ribbon cutting. I was joined there by Trustee McAlpine and Trustee Betts. So it was a really nice event for the village of Cary. Beautiful sunny day, beautiful building, and as we move forward, we'll continue to monitor things. So other than that, I haven't heard of any trustee reports. Anybody have any comments on anything?
Just wanted to wish Kim a early birthday. Tomorrow's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Another cake, yeah. Okay, moving on. I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items number 1 through 7 as shown on the village's website and is displayed on the video monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
McAlpine?
Yes.
Collier?
Yes.
Betts?
Yes.
Weinhammer?
Yes.
Cavelli?
Yes.
Kraus?
Yes.
Thank you. We have nothing for items for separate action tonight, so administrative support, Jacob.
Thank you, Mayor. I had one item here for the village board. I put before you an invoice for the Boulder contractors. We inadvertently are having an oversight here of putting it on the warrant. It was supposed to be on the warrant for tonight. Just want to make sure the board didn't have any issues. Want to go ahead and get that paid. We'll put it on the next warrant. So please let me know if you have any issues or questions about that. Thank you, Mayor.
Did you want to talk about the parade?
Oh, yes, I did. Actually, one other item too. Mary Carey Parade, downtown, 12 to 3:30. The parade will start at 1, so encourage all village board members to attend. We'll have the float. Please bring any significant others, children. happy to have them join us for the parade.
Thank you. Chief Finland, Director Morimoto.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of quick updates for the board. First, being December, our winter overnight parking restrictions have begun. Just as a reminder, it's the same as previous years, that overnight parking over the winter months through March is restricted in order to help our winter snow plowing operations. And second, as many residents are, I'm sure, aware, this was the first week that our new refuse hauler, Flood Brothers, began service. So residents are reminded that the new service is on 4 different days of the week. So each part of the neighborhoods will have a different day of service. So if you're unsure which day it is, check check Flood Brothers website for a map and listing of streets to which zone you are in. And then lastly, the removal of the advanced disposal carts, that is continuing. So if there are any carts that are out there, the contractor for advanced disposal is wrapping up that collection. And if there's any remaining carts that were inadvertently kept behind and are still need to be picked up, please contact Advanced Disposal. That number and contact information is on the website, and we'll also be issuing a website post and a Facebook post with that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Mr. Ducharme, do you have anything for us?
Nothing.
Thank you. Any future discussion, any future agenda items or discussion by the village board? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. 6:22.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There are no nays.
Okay, question about